Hello everyone. Last time I was doing a day over and over in just kind of pure suffering. Yeah. Also nice. Hunter's now 100 and everything. Same with Max. Okay. So now I have some other employees to still bring up. But I've made progress. I've gotten stats to rise up. I completed the purpose of pain. Unfortunately, I know what comes after the purpose of pain too. The Purpose of Pain 3, where you have to kill 3 elves. At least it's not 5. Getting 5 would be a pain. Yeah, I'm not sure how feasible that is for me, okay? Magic Bullet can hit anyone. Oh, you're that thing. I kind of want you. Shoot, I want it. So yeah, I already was fairly certain which one of these I wanted, but I still checked. The Magical Bullet one actually has a lot of potential value, I will admit. I'm not sure if I'll be able to use it. It might not even end up being good for me. I don't see the all-around helper being useful for me currently. This thing. Basically, managers are often not to high level, apparently. About half of them are below level 5. Anyway, I might end up regretting this choice, maybe. But if I were to put these in SCP terms, it would be safe, just like the blue star. And some of you might be confused by that. And I'm bringing this up because essentially I was going to the wiki and people kept giving a lot of the things in this game SCP ratings. And the thing is, majority of these, almost every single one of the entities in this game would be, as an SCP, safe. That includes the ALF ones, a lot of the ALF ones. Why is that, you might ask? It's because an SCP is rated safe. If you just never touch it, it will never get out. Right? You put it in a box and you can forget about it. The most dangerous thing in this game, a lot of them will just stay there. So funnily enough, uh, punishing bird would be like Ilkulid or Keter. Yeah, it might actually be Keter. Well, but probably Ilkulid. Euclid? Well, elves would be far lower. It's safe. And that's just people think cuter means dangerous if you go near it. No. A safe could kill you on the spot instantaneously. Anyway, a lot of things happened. A lot of things changed. A changed himself from a healer to a creator. The old promises he'd made, which first sustained him, but in the world of Outer, they ultimately became obsolete. Various sins sprung up from his arrogance one by one, and they changed very slowly. He became enchanted by the shadows he had created. The plan to discover the disease of mankind became a relic of the past. He became skeptical of man, including himself. A started looking for something that would guide him without turning against him. The conclusion is very simple. While vile humans could not be trusted, the answer lay in machines. Machines, which A loathed deeply, became essential to him. Perhaps A wanted to have wings that would allow him to escape from the inferno he trapped himself in, to reach to the heavens. That was how I was born. Goombella will be back soon. Manager, if it's alright with you, could you pass my words along? Goombella, she's certainly obsessed with suppression, wouldn't you say? Probably lost someone. Any casualties employs during the suppression process, she entirely disregards it. Lady Angela is perfectly aware, but she conveniently turns a blind eye to it. Goombella is great at handling the abnormalities when they breach, almost as if she was born for the job. So I suppose a few extra dead employees is considered a reasonable trade-off. But as you see, as a manager, you should know that massacring abnormalities is not our only priority. Well, I don't know if Goombella will listen to you, but I appreciate if you gave it a go. I saw Cheese lazing. What nonsense did he ramble on about this time? Be honest with me, I can see everything. Let me warn you. Don't act as if you know everything. I've been here for a long time. I've seen much more than you have. Yeah, but I've used more temporal anomalies than you probably have. Experiment 0934. They'll be running a simple test before we administer the chemicals. Ah, Goombella, the machine found a soul. A wonderful creation of Lobotomy Corporation. What does it mean to have a soul? It means one may truly have worth. The center of our faith, our venerable Lord A, believes in. I participated in this experiment because I trust him. I don't know if I soul. If I'm disassembled, will there be a soul inside of me? Well, it can easily be determined just by talking to you. A soul cannot be seen, but can be felt. I'll be reborn as I confront my own soul. Mankind, the world will be changed. Trust A, for he is our savior who will lead all. I'm not sure if I trust A. So you're Miss Goombella. I heard a lot about you from Christopher. They say you have a red soul. Our venerable A is really remarkable. Don't pay attention to those who disrespect you. They do not know your true worth. Oh, meet Gilly, our daughter. She's kind and sweet, just like you. Does this child also have a soul, then? Of course, a soul is something every living creature has, the essence of a soul, yet not known to many. This world only believes in things we'd seen with the eye. And the sad belief that will lead everyone to destruction. Miss Angela, is that a monster? That is what we call an abnormality, Goombella. How's it different from monsters? Monsters are in themselves repulsive, terrible creatures at the core and start of their existence. However, abnormalities originate from humans. Do they all originate from humans, though? Do they all? Maybe. I don't know for sure. Then why does that abnormality have Mr. Christopher's watch, and why does it sound like he was mimicking his voice? Is that the nothing there? You see, Goombella, that's because abnormalities originate from them. It's not like they materialize all of a sudden or come into existence from nowhere. On that note, a lot of the elves have strong connections to the facility. Like, when I was reading up on some of them, a lot of the elves basically got created here in the facility. And some of them are even getting stronger, like nothing there, because of the facility continuing to interact with them. Do abnormalities eat humans? Is it mimicking Mr. Christopher like that because it devoured him? I don't understand. That's a complicated thing to explain, Goombella. What's certain is that this is not happening because of someone's vice or malice. That shape you perceive as a monster certainly carries the will of the man you called Christopher. Excuse me, Tefrith. Why does the experiment log include a step where Mrs. Isabel is sent to the chamber? Why should we place her anywhere near that horrific monster? I don't know, Goombella. You know she isn't known for explaining the process of every experiment to us. I think it's to rigorously determine the loss of humanity, but I don't get what it really means. That's definitely going to end up hitting Mrs. Isabel. I should tell Miss Angela to stop it. Goombella, maybe you should just keep quiet about it. I've seen other machines question her orders, and Miss Angela would reset us if we disobeyed her. Please, if you're feeling anger, I suggest you rather embrace that anger and move on. Is that what happened? Wouldn't that be better than to lose your memory and exist as a lifeless puppet, being ashamed of the soul you got to bear? What do you think the ending of that story is? Where did Christopher's wife and his daughter Gilly disappear to? I won't ever know either. Hard to say it's fortunate or unfortunate, but the experiment was not under my responsibility. All I know is that old blanket Gilly was the only thing to come out of the monster's chamber. Most people wouldn't even talk to us since machines aren't worth putting their minds to. But Christopher and Isabel, they told me I was worthy of something. They looked past my exterior and saw what was inside me, something I wasn't even aware of. Those monsters were obligated to call abnormalities have killed many since then. And if those things never die, it's not fair. Why do we treat them nicely? Don't pay any heed to the employees in front of you. When abnormality shows up, their lives will be the least of your worries. Since it's clear that those monsters feel pain, I'll dish it out as much as possible. That's the only reason I'm standing here. Don't ever patronize me again. Okay, since you complete everything so far, kill the elves. Terrifying, okay. Well, I'm not sure about you, but I want a welfare mission. I don't even have enough, what is it? I'm trying to think of the word. Elves to actually complete that mission. I'm currently at 2 elves with the newest one I just obtained. So there wouldn't even be a point in trying to pursue that mission right now. Also, I'm very skeptical of if I can kill Blue Star. If I can kill Blue Star, I'm probably going to greatly benefit and have a higher chance of succeeding once I defeat Censored. Now, I'm not sure about all of you, but I think the rabbit team would be very useful. The rabbit team will potentially help with things like midnight or, of course, elf suppressions. So I'm going to get the rabbit team. Okay, I'm still too far off from being able to do the next core suppression, but I can spend my points, my very valuable points, on boosting someone. Everyone has max justice except you, Kingsley. There you go, Kingsley. Also, let's boost your sanity. You'll need it. I'm sure that you will need it. Begin the next day. I have 2 elves now. Elves are a significant challenge to suppress. Oh, by expanding this department, I moved you over here. Interesting. Yeah, I can sacrifice something to keep this thing tame. Just like the blue star, I need to incite it. Where are you, Jacob? I've trained you as much as I can. Because of that, you have by far the highest temperance out of anyone. Get over here, Jacob. My one priority of the day over everything else is to learn about this thing. Get in here, Jacob, and then let's insight. That you can sacrifice random employees to help keep this thing under control. Also, as you can see, if you send an employee in here, if they are level 4 or below, they instantly go insane. If you send a level 5 employee, they lose most of their sanity, like Jacob here. I'm fairly certain its damage also reduces sanity, making this thing pretty big menace. Also, here's the rabbit thing. So, you can only call it to 4 departments. It will provide a percentage of its current energy. They'll assume all command, not the manager, and withdrawal when the hostile ones are gone. Okay. That's fun. We can just kind of look at the numbers here, go up and down. And yeah, I could choose to call them in. Energy cost. Interesting. Central command takes 2. Okay, so that was a fun thing to look into. Now, first of all, this thing, yeah, it's all censored. It is no armor with it either. There's one huge constellation that is, you have to fail 16 times in order to get a complete failure on it. So, Jake feeling censored from censored. Censored is doing censored. I'm sure it's very disgusting, whatever I can't see. Yeah, it hurts. Like, if I underestimate censored, it will kill Jacob. There's no good outcome uncensored. It's just survival. Yeah, it doesn't even have any vulnerabilities. It just takes, at best, normal damage. Alright. So I'm going to pause because this is just going to be the same work over and over until I don't feel like Jacob's safe to work on it. Alright. So I think all that's left now is to end the day. Let's see, another stat to 100. Some minuscule bonuses for other stats. Alright. To the next day. Updating protocols, refining boxes. Typical stuff, typical stuff. Loading, apparently. Needs to load. I think I'm going to take this. The fun book. I remember you, A. Why did you never meet it? Surely, for at least give it a name. Unspoken rule that a creator names something. Don't dump it on someone else. Tell the machine its name. Seems you're holding up alright. Today wasn't the best day. Incidents happened one after another. I'm a bit tuckered out from it. It's a good thing that everyone has such clear-cut assigned roles. Makes things easier. Lady Angela does a great job of keeping everyone in check in her play. Anytime someone tries to rate themselves their assigned role, well, she becomes completely merciless. I myself has learned well that I have a predetermined role to play. Whether or not one likes it or not, they've been cast into it already. Given that I've made my mind up, simply wait. Wait for what, you may ask? All things must come to an end. So I'll be waiting for a plan to finally come to a close. Found something. Record. Unit lock and failure was what allowed it to escape. Yet, to my knowledge, the door is fine for the entire day, nor is there any sign of malfunction. And the one with authority over locking mechanisms to contain doors is you, Lady Angela. Angela, tell me, why did you do it? You have to know how many employees under my department died that day. Such a bright one, Cheese. I knew you'd find out. This is a little quicker than anticipated. What do you mean by that? Thanks to your excellent effort, your department's escape ratio has been very low these days. You're a capable Sephira. I'll give you that. I never said this to anyone, and I don't need to. Abnormalities create more energy through killing people. That makes sense. That's why everything's the way it is. How could that be? You've written several reports and papers about importing machinery to replace the human workforce that must handle dangerous tasks, no? If soulless sheep machines were to replace those employees, yes, the casualty rate would drop sharply. However, there would also be drastically reduce our rate of energy production. Lobotomy Corporation operates a massive business. Tasks include meeting the energy supply quota, production of electricity for the city, and business relations with our various stakeholders such as the other wings. We refine energy via the most efficient method available and make a profit. That is the only thing we need to take into account. That's just... How could you be so cruel? Geez, any employee who works here is extremely lucky to be hired into one of the wings. Many people fight for a job here every day. There will always be someone to take the place of the dead. What right do you have to take away their fortune? I understand you're a smart one, Cheese. However, why wouldn't you use that intelligence for something more meaningful? It seems you've taken quite a shock to this, but I warned you before, nothing will change from how it is now. Did you think I was joking around denying you? That's why they have a problem with the counseling. How about you try drinking a warm cup of coffee instead of wasting your time like this? You should savor your relatively high position, better than what the employees go through. Oh, still, you should probably try focusing on getting many high quality employees and just sacrificing low quality people. That makes a lot of the lore I've read more sensible. Do not forget that we have a singular objective. Oh, and cheese? I'm the best artificial intelligence this place has. I never clumsily leave trails or leave evidence behind. So do you enjoy your little detective game? Do you know that we don't exactly exist like how we appear? I wonder how I look from your point of view. I bet something distasteful and incapable. Something I would have hated in the past. Oh, excuse me, I was thinking about the past. Same as others. Finish the job within a certain amount of time. That's interesting. So they don't actually know how I, the player, see them. I forget if they even said they're actually holding coffee or they just like coffee. Though, since they do like coffee, I know that the appearance has to at least vaguely have an impact. Good old censored. I also have their weapon now. First things first. Raise stats. There we go. Next. Which employee is now oldest? I think it went to Jacob, Max. Then maybe Hannah or Isabel? I'm thinking Isabel. It's time to strengthen you, Isabel, in a different way. You now have a censored weapon. Alright, and on top of that, Isabel, that armor you have, is it top quality? Probably is top quality. There isn't going to be much better than that. Let's see. I will probably move Kingsley into that one armor though. Oh, you do not look happy to be wearing that. I am so sorry you are stuck in that. And also, I think, yeah, now I can move someone into the Hornet weapon. Let's go with Hunter. And then, of course, I can move someone up from a weaker weapon to the Lay. Let's go with Joy. And then to continue on that front, Kingsley, how about you equip a brand new weapon? Just for you. Yeah, this does not look like it fits you. I started another day, but like, there isn't much to actually do here because I have a time limit. So I'm just going to be speed running through the day. So yeah, let's go ahead and see how that goes. Took a lot of effort, but I managed to get it done within the time frame it gave me. Ease up your tension and just close your eyes. Yes, just like that. Make yourself as comfortable as possible so your mind finds itself comfortable too. I had a close call with the bee getting out and then releasing Big Bird too, but I managed to suppress a massive bee outbreak, and then the bird fell back into placement after that. Probably helped that I have 3 separate alpha weapons. It tickles, no? But just wait. Now fade away without a trace. Feel the water and air during the different seasons. Inside a different dream, different body. Forgetting you remember everything. You're already becoming something. I don't know what it is, but I've already left for somewhere a long time ago. Please don't look for me. I'll no longer be able to teach you. That sounds unfortunate. But Mr. A, please, I want to be part of the Cogito experiment. I'm all ready, I can prove it. Hmm. The particles scattered across the floor are sparkling the light. Kill me? Please kill me, I'm so sorry. Just as you commended, I've written up the job application form for a corporation. The reception is good. Everyone thinks this new employment method does not concentrate on just one's abilities. The number of applicants is projected to meet the initial calculation. The experiments are almost complete. We will soon hire people according to the priority you've stated. I've also arranged a meeting with Time Track. Are you thinking about those who've left you? Fully expanded. synchronizing. So I managed to get more stats to 100. In general, improve a bunch of employees. Here we go, now we add it to the disciplinary team. In exchange, we don't actually get anything we can select for this day. Well, I have points I can spend, and everyone else is at all 5, so I might as well give the points to someone. Kingsley? And just like that, Kingsley, you are now a brand new employee at all 5s. And I think to celebrate, it's time for you to receive a promotion. I need Max on the upper levels, because with Max, being on the upper levels can greatly boost my chance to suppress anything upstairs. But there are many times I feel like I don't have enough downstairs. So, welcome Ramirez to your new job. I'll have to place you right here in Central Command, since from there you can go to the left and right sides. Though, you don't actually have any significantly powerful gear to my knowledge. Okay, at best we can give you a sword. Hopefully that is adequate for you. Sure, this will be the armor you're wearing. And with that, I think we're ready for another day. Hopefully this one I don't need to speedrun. Well, let's continue on. Let's see. So a lot of my employees should be all EX now. Like, whoops, didn't mean to drop you there, Jacob. Move you to the side. What was I doing? All EX. Then if we go to Hunter, all EX. Go to you, all EX. Almost all EX. Yeah, I have a lot of all EX employees. I don't think EX actually means you're at the cap though. Other than gifts, I mean. I'm pretty sure you can still get points if it says EX. But we're getting closer and closer to the next point in the game where we can suppress cores. Just 3 more in-game days. Looks like we can't do the welfare team's core suppression until we do the disciplinaries mission. Okay, so if we have to do the disciplinary mission, well, first we're going to need... I think the best way to go about this day is to also just kind of rush through it. And then after rushing through this day, hopefully we'll be in a state where we can actually do the more interesting parts of the game. Well, new employee, yeah, Ramirez, get over there. Let's see, yeah, Jacob, go do that, I guess. Or someone else go do that. Yeah, you Hunter. Jacob, you work on that. Max, why don't you go down here? Let me turn on times 2 speed. Work on that monstrosity. Repression, attachment, attachment, instinct, insight. And that's going to be this whole day. We're just going to rush through things, but not as much as the actual timer, just kind of selecting things to do to hurry through. Oh boy, the Queen of Hatred broke out. Now I get to send the suppression team on it. Let's see. Isabel, I gave you, yeah. There are 2 of you with ALF weapons down, or up there. Jacob's the only one down here with a ALF weapon. I need to get 1 more ALF weapon to balance it out. Get 2 on each level. Yeah, someone work on Big Bird. Can all of you do me a favor and get out of the way of the beam? The last thing I need for you all to do is to start getting beaten up by it. Did it just use its telly on right where it was currently standing? I think it did. Whoops, I forgot to have them dodge. Well, too late now. Some black shields off to buy us some time. Yeah, what are the odds of it just going where it is? You have to calculate it based off the number of rooms. Shoot, it's about to break out. I'll have them. Oh, perfect. Wait, what? No! And I had to restart the day. I decided to do a fun little experiment. 2 of the 3 birds have made it, and there goes the 3rd bird. And now, I'm going to unleash the apocalypse bird. Now, apparently to this, you can no longer pause the game. So everything's happening now in real time. The egg should be somewhere around the facility though, so let's look around. There's Long. Oh, Apocalypse Bird moves, by the way. Did you know that? Oh no, all of you, run. I'd like to avoid anyone dying. Here's Big Eyes. Run. Yeah, all of you stop. That includes you, stop. Okay, I don't know where it went, but this is your chance, everyone. Get the Big Eyes. Yeah, they don't deal much damage, but they deal damage. Alright. Yeah, it will also start releasing anomalies. I'll have one of my weaker agents handle this. Let's go with you, Summer. Oh, right, I have the rabbit team. Let's go with here, here, and here. Authorize call. Let's see. Darn it, I lost track of them for a split second. The apocalypse bird has started killing them all. Well, this was a good run. It's just I lost track of things. I want to see how the rabbits perform, even with the deaths I've experienced. Oh boy, the star is out. I think even Jacob's dead, yeah. That's the end of the run. Another day completed. And during this day, of course, no one died. I had some small stat increases between my employees. All in all, things went pretty well. I think the most annoying thing was nothing, actually. Good morning, Axe. Is that my name? Based on reaction, seems the synchronization is complete. I can now tell you're reminiscing about just by looking at your expression. I also happen to know the process always ends the same expression in tears. You're a prisoner. You locked yourself inside this prison without bars. However, the key has always been in your hands. My role was always to correct you when you made a wrong decision. Now I'm quite tired of it. I don't understand why you chose to repeat this cycle, nor do I know what kind of results you hope to achieve while slowly killing yourself. Frankly, I don't wish to know. But in this moment, while you hold the fragments of when you were once A, I'd be ever so glad if you stopped this cycle now. Ah, I should change my greeting as well. It's getting tedious. Hello, anew, A. I give you a warm welcome back to your Lobotomy Corporation. So what did I give myself? A type of lobotomy? Alright. Yeah, let's expand our disciplinary team. I really need to get a third elf in here, just so I can get its gear and improve my team a bit. I think that's what I need. Another elf. I think with another elf, I would actually be able to look at suppressing the apocalypse bird. No guarantees, but I might. Okay, well, it's day 35 now. That's fun. It's really just going to be the same thing, I think. Speeding through the day because I can't exactly do anything else. Well, another day completed. Look at that. Barely any progress in my employees because I've mostly lost interest in improving my employees when the game makes it far too tedious. I noticed the game hasn't been updated in a very long time, especially in gameplay. So I don't expect the game's problems to be addressed anytime soon. Maybe they'll make a sequel one day. Now you become the sky and I the land. Okay. I'm thinking between all of these, I'm going with the bear. Bear seems the most tolerable. It's nice to see you again, eh? Hope you enjoyed your trip. Did you know that a lot has been happening while you've been gone? Honestly, it hasn't been so hard to keep it running while you're absent. If you happen to have any questions, feel free to ask them. I'll answer any questions without hesitation. How many cycles has it been so far? How many times have you repeated this script before? It's natural for you to be curious, but numbers are of little importance to us. Let's just say the number is far too vast to ruminate on. Wait, what do you mean far too vast? Because when I think of far too vast, I'm thinking of numbers beyond human comprehension, like beyond quadrillion. Maybe 1 million to the power of 1 million, for example. That's a pretty big number. Or do you mean 100 times? What's going to happen? Okay, things no one else can. What's happening outside? The head and eye still watch us, the arbiters and gazers. The wings are still flapping their sun, not releasing their feathers of wax. Our other company branches still provide a steady supply of energy without any incident. Fantastic. Let's see. In the back streets, the likes of sweepers and fixers live out their lives, tangled in vomit and waste. Okay, is that why we get so many people? Those who live in the outskirts are still crying out to break into the city. Meanwhile, those from within are throwing their lives away just to be part of the wings. Yes, the world hasn't changed at all since he left. Peaceful as ever. Once in a while, when I take a moment to look outside, the world still remains so stagnant and unchanged as if the flow of time here were futile, for naught. Even impatience wanes away. Unfortunately, you don't have much time left. The sands of the hourglass will begin flowing to the bottom soon, a countdown. As we've already experienced, there have been many countdowns in our world, spurred for both destruction and new beginnings. It seems that I tend to smile more frequently during these moments. Oh yes, let's just say the smiles because I'm happy to see you again. There are still things you haven't realized yet. Let me give you a little clue. For what reason did you go through all the trouble making this monstrous and horrifying prison? In time, I hope you'll be able to find the answer to that on your own. I cannot help you if it otherwise. This place loses meaning as a prison. Soon, you'll meet the Sephiroth lower layer, those who play a crucial role in the headquarters of Lobotomy Corporation. I don't think you need any sort of explanation regarding them. However, let's make one thing clear. They've truly missed you while you were gone. The record team or the extraction team? Record and control everything, or the extraction team. Let's go with you. If I remember it, you're the one with the like terrifying core suppression. I intentionally avoided reading the core suppressions of a lot of them because I want to have it be a surprise when I engage them. For this, it feels like scrolling. For this, okay, now it feels like scrolling. It didn't at first. So first up, I get the bear. That's delightful. I suppose I'm supposed to get a new employee in the slot. Very well. I will get an employee with fives and everything but justice in here. Haru? Okay, welcome Haru. Haru, we need to get you some gear. Here's a lamp. And here's some armor. What? There you go. And let's quickly see here. Haru. Oh wow, this place looks like a graveyard or something. Okay. What are you giving me? Okay. It gives a nice all stats up by 2. That's nice, I guess. So everything's currently being increased by 3. Feels strange to have a new lower level. Also, this is making me think, oh boy, I'll need someone to patrol these lower levels for when things get down here. That's something to worry about later. I think I'm going to stop here. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time. Thanks for watching.